Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time of day it is for you. My name is Jersey Black. Sometimes I sit around and I think about black issues, and I just be wanting to talk about it, share it with people, because there are issues that seem to be sleeping in our minds and our hearts, and it's right in front of us every day. And I believe that in order to make a change and be do better, because we definitely need to do better, we first must acknowledge what's really going on in our community. Today, I want to start off with an issue about the strength of the black man and where does it come from. I'm going to do a brief synopsis of our history as I know it. As I know it, we were kings and great warriors. Then we were captured and enslaved, beaten, tortured, separated from our families. Yet we endured all of that. We experienced lynching, our wives being raped, and our skin colors changed to be lightened from their slave masters' raping. We were then taught to dislike one another due to the privileges of the lighter skinned person. As the darker skinned person worked in the fields, in the hot sun, slaving, we can look through the window of the house and see the lighter skinned slaves possibly drinking a cup of tea. You know, they're still slaves, but they're being treated better than us. They're not out in the hot sun. As well as those are the children of the black women that were raped. So that was a slave master's child. And that's where the light skin and dark skin came from with us black people. That's what I believe. Yeah, we were actually indoctrinated to hate one another due to the color of our skin, due to the privileges that a lighter skinned person might have got over a darker skin. Yet we all dealt with racism, discrimination, segregation, loss of our true religions, loss of our languages, loss of our names. We had to deal with poverty. And even when we got jobs, we did the same jobs and got less pay than our Caucasian counterparts for the same jobs. And then we're even given inferior benefits. As slaves, we were given unhealthy diets. And over the years, our communities have been flooded with high-powered drugs and large-scale imprisonment and inferior education and inferior health care, economic disparities. Yet still, here we are. We still stand. We endure. We had to most importantly deal with Jim Crow. If there's any young people that's listening to me right now, I behoove you. It's very important that when you get a minute and you don't know what Jim Crow is, Google it. It's very important that you understand what Jim Crow is. Because in order to understand where you're going, you must understand where you came from. And believe it or not, Jim Crow actually shaped this nation and the way we live to this day. Don't let nobody fool you and say that slavery is over with and it's in the past and you should move on. The effects of slavery, the effects of Jim Crow live within us all, black and white, to this day. So when you get a minute, that's a history lesson for you. An important lesson that will help you find out what Jim Crow is. Because Jim Crow was one of the greatest things that they tried to do to break us. Because the goal was to conquer the black man. They took us from our countries, took everything from us. Our language, our religions, our names, our histories, our cultures. They took everything from us. Yet we stand. Now I have a question for my viewers. Do you know why we still stand? Anybody have an idea how it is we went through lynchings and beatings and slavery and every kind of manipulation you could think of aimed at destroying the black man's will and taking his soul from him? Yet we still stand. Some of us might think because I'm great, because I'm strong, because I'm powerful. Well, I would like to share my answer to that question. The reason why we really still stand is due to the strength and support of our black women. Whatever we went through, that black woman was always by our side and had our backs unconditionally because we shared the same cause. Yes, we still stand because of the support of that black woman. Now, today, 2025, let's talk about it. After over 400 years, they finally figured it out. No matter what they did to us, they couldn't break us. They couldn't break us as a race of men. And now they figured it out. And the way I see it, here's how it kind of works. They took away the opportunities that were once given to black men. And they gave it to the black woman. Along with that, there was at the same time the women's movement. And then there was mass incarceration, which goes on even to this day. Yeah, that's right. That black woman was our strength and our backbones. You know the old saying, behind every great black man, there's a greater black woman by his side. Yeah, but they brought that it was an accident how they figured it out. Because the Caucasian women were tired of sitting at home being the privileged mother and wife that they were. They wanted more. So they created the women's liberation movement. Women's lib, and they tried to fight their husbands. We all know that white man ain't giving up nothing, not even to his wives. So the next idea they had was to strengthen their numbers. And they already knew, because we raised their babies. As slaves, Mammy took care of them. Mammy raised them, taught them everything. That slave mother. So they know the strength of the black woman. They've always known it. That's why that man would get up and sneak and get in the bed with that slave lady, get out of the bed with his Caucasian wife, and go grab one of them slave women. That's why that Caucasian wife, when the husband ain't looking, she's being schooled, being taught as a student from that slave lady. So they know. They've always known. And they knew they couldn't succeed with the women's liberation movement without the strength and endurance of the black woman. So they enlisted the black woman. They enlisted them with promises of independence, of financial gain, and all these things that our women wasn't missing. This was specifically a fight between the Caucasian man and the Caucasian woman. The privilege. All women were dealing with the struggle. We were still fighting for human rights and equality. Our women wasn't worrying about, we want to be equal with our husbands. We want to be able to make the same money our husband make. We want to be able to have the same authority and power as our husbands. So what did they do? They got the black women to join their movement, even though it wasn't their cause. After a while, the independence that it gave them, the financial independence that it gave them, the mental power that it gave them over their husbands, the same thing that the white women really always had over their husbands. But the black women, not understanding the ramifications for that decision, they began to embrace it and like it. Yeah. And then slowly but surely, like I said, now there's many black men out here struggling for a job. And all the black women got good jobs, making good money, which is a great thing, except the attitude that came along with that women's liberation movement. Unfortunately, those white women, they never wanted to leave their men. They just wanted more independence. But our women, what it created for our women, they lost their femininity. They became mentally powerful in their own rights. And then next thing you know, we start hearing, I don't need no man. I got my own money. I got my own job. I got my own car. I got my own house. I take care of my kids. I don't need a man. And if they did get a man, they want that curly hair, straight hair, blue-eyed white man because he got all the other money. And when they look at us, our own women took our jobs, so we seem to be beneath them. So then Now that they stand above us financially, now they're above us structurally, now they don't know what to do with themselves. So all of a sudden now, we have women being with women, because she don't need no man. That woman can do just as well as the man. We have the weak men being with men. And we have the strong men that's still struggling and trying to regain the love and support from that black woman. You want to know why our black men are failing? Because we don't have our backbone. We don't have that woman by our side. We don't have someone that has our back unconditionally, like our ancestors did. Along with that comes a lot of, a lot of, how do I put it? Well, let me just put it this way. With the independence and the misguided attitudes of these independent black women, it's trickling down to our children. And there's no strong black man in the household, and a woman would never be able to replace us. So now what's happening to our children? Let's talk about it. You see what's happening to our children. We got that black woman who's saying it's all about the money. And the damn thing funny, because now our children are saying it's all about the money. And exactly what are they doing to get it? Then we have the music industry promoting what? The music industry, to me, is promoting homosexuality. It's promoting drug use. It's promoting disrespect. It's promoting a lot of negativity. But it's also teaching our kids, you want the money? Because you seen mommy about that money. She raised you to be about that money. And the media is showing you how to get that money. Music industry. But you gotta sell your soul. And once again, I just want to let you know that this is just my opinion. This is my thoughts. It's my thoughts about why we have become less than as strong black men as our ancestors. We don't have that woman by our side. We don't have that woman watching our back. We practically all here all alone. The black man, that is. Our women don't want us. Don't nobody else's woman want us. And we just stuck here struggling as if, they took the chains off our hands and our feet and they put it on our brains. And we kind of lost here without our woman. Take away our woman from us, it's like kryptonite. The strength of a black woman. Honor that black woman. Black woman, come back home. Remember, we had nothing. We were slaves. And we raised happy, loving families through the struggle. I'm not asking you to go back to struggling. I'm just saying, black man, do better. black woman, do better. Let's try to understand how we got here. Because if we can understand how we got here, we can get out of here. We can move forward and do better. I'd like to open up this here topic to anybody who disagree with me, especially anyone who disagree with me. And anyone who agree with me, anyone who has other issues on this topic. I open it up for discussion. And I appreciate any and all people, whether you listen to me or not, whether you agree with me or not. I appreciate you and I thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Jersey Black and I thank you for coming to my channel. And I hope to see you again. Peace.